Oh my god, like, you're my dream girl. You're my dream.
Scared of ladybugs. Severe health anxiety. Frequent red number 40 consumer even though she has ADHD and it makes it worse. Used to be on 7 Supergirls. Writes a poem about every single interaction she ever has with any human. Used to eat her own hair. Goes to bed at 6 a.m. every night. Exclusively uses men's deodorant. Fear of abandonment. Spent $100 on a claw machine one time. In Lana Del Rey's top 1% listeners on Spotify. Has 3 friends. Bad posture. Cancer, Leo, birthday cusper. Self-aware but doesn't listen to her own advice. Wants to eat Aquaphor. Put fake eyelashes on her llama lamp. 6 untreated mental illnesses. Allergic to makeup. Afraid of men. Can't make a decision to save her life. Cannot budget her money. Uses the same tote bag every single day that's dingy and disgusting and has Phoebe Bridgers on it, and then she calls it fashion. Struggling actor. Jobless. 10 hours screen time. Ate soap once.
Okay. I don't know who that woman is. Yes! Jeanette McCurdy. I know that's not Jeanette McCurdy. It's just the other day I did it with my friend and I thought it was Jeanette McCurdy. I don't know who that is, but I'm not picking. Yeah. Okay. Dula Peep. Billy. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, it's good. Oh god. Oh god, I already know it's gonna be. Lana. Oh god. Okay. Why is it not working? Dude, my head hurts so bad. I've been doing this for like 30 minutes. Dula Peep. Guys, I don't think this is good. Guys, I'm gonna have to die. The answer's Lana. Does anybody ever think about how weird it is that, like, when you're driving down the freeway and there's a bunch of cars around you, that every single one of those cars has another person in it who has their own, like, complex life? Because I feel like that's so crazy, and I don't know why. Dude, why are there ants in my car? The other day I was driving and there was an ant that, like, crawled on my leg, and now there's an ant in here. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Where are they coming from? That's a little bit weird. What was I saying? Something. Oh, how weird it is that people are in cars. Anyway, it's like, I know they're in there, but it's weird to think how many people are in the world and have their own lives and their own people that they know that you'll just never know and that you'll never understand. And, like, you might never meet any of those people, or you might meet one of them one day and they might become somebody you know. It's just weird. Sorry. It's always, I love weird girls. I really want a weird girl. I love a girl who's a little bit strange, until said weird girl has a dedicated photo album in her camera roll called Scrum Diddly Yum Yum, where she collects all the photos she takes of her piercings when they're disgusting or infected and oozing pus. They say he likes crazy girls, but he hates when I act crazy. I think it's fun. That's like my collecting trinkets. I want to get another piercing, and it's a bad idea because my body detests me for the ones that I have. Here's what I have so far. And I just think I should get another one because I don't really care about my health and it's fun. So help me decide what to get. I already have my 3 low piercings, I have a conch, and I have 2 helix piercings. Right? And here's the thing. I think that I need to stick to 0 because I don't want to piercing because then I have. I think I should try this piercing. Oh my god, I don't know how I've gotten to 3 times speed. I was trying to say I already have 3 low piercings, a conch piercing, and 2 helix piercings. Right? So here's what I'm thinking. I think I should get a tragus piercing because it'll, like, even it out. And then I have all the ones on, like, the outer part of my ear, and then it'll be, like, a little nice evening piece. Not evening, like, the nighttime, but, like, evening it out. And I also want that at some point. I actually didn't need your help deciding on a piercing because I already think I decided. Or maybe I'll just say fuck it and go get, like, an eyebrow piercing or something. I won't do that, though. Okay, but thank you. Bye. Love you. Mwah.
Does anybody else just get extremely embarrassed by everything they do? Earlier, I posted a TikTok, and in the TikTok, I winked, and all I have done since I posted that TikTok is rewatch the wink and go, oh, how do you think? It is not that serious, and everybody else is doing it, and it's literally part of the trend, but I cannot stop thinking about it. Like, what if my friends see it? That's so embarrassing. What if my mom sees it? That's so embarrassing. What if a future employer sees it? That's so embarrassing. And it's already out there, so it's too late to take it down, so I just have to commit to it. This is who I am now.
Yesterday I was watching my own TikToks because I do that all the time because I'm a little bit obsessed with myself, and I happened to look up at the search bar at the top of the screen, which is like what people search about you, I guess, or like a commonly searched thing about you, and mine said Kaelyn Wilkins Brian Booth.
So I have a couple questions regarding that statement. Do you guys think that I went to the Brian booth because of my profile picture on here where I'm like, with the microphone? Don't look at that. I think I drooled on my shoulder in my sleep. That one? So I think what might have happened to me is I am considered an influencer, but really I am just someone who got followers when they were really young and is now called an influencer. It probably shouldn't be, because whenever I first got the followers, I was seemingly normal. My frontal lobe had not fully developed, but as my frontal lobe developed, I got more and more insane, and now I'm starting therapy next week. I live in my parents' house in Texas, and I've not stepped foot in LA in over 4 years, except one time to go to Disneyland, and that photo was not taken in the Brian photo booth. It was taken in a photo booth in a restaurant in New York City that I was dragged into because my friends are Swifties and they wanted to go for Taylor Swift Midnight's Release weekend, and it was also next to a bunch of toilets and it smelled like shit. Sorry if you can hear the ASMR rain sounds in the background. I'm sitting in my car in the rain because while I'm actually waiting to go in somewhere, it's just I'm an hour early. I've realized something about myself lately because I started going to therapy, which is a really big step for me because I love to like not actually address the fact that I have a lot going on up there. But the problem is I've realized that either I just love to talk about myself or I'm just the best person to ever have in therapy, because I feel like people are apprehensive to talk about their problems in therapy. Like, I feel like, at least from what I've heard, it's hard to, you know, talk about your issues and unpack your problem. Like, sometimes she'll ask me a question and she'll be like, we don't have to get into it. You don't have to answer it if you're not comfortable. Because, like, who wants to talk about their problems and tell somebody they don't even know about them? Me. That too. First session, I was just, like, getting into my lore. I was like, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. No issue. It's like a little story time. But, like, where I get medical assistance for my story time. So it's like what I'm doing right now, but with a medical profession. Just submitted an audition where I had to pretend like I was at the doctor's office, and all it had me thinking about was how unrealistic my betrayal of me pretending to be at the doctor's office was. See, for me, the doctor's office is a very mentally exhausting experience. I am a haver of severe health anxiety, so every time I go to the doctor, it is like the world is ending and the tectonic plates have crashed into each other, and I am screaming, crying, throwing up. It usually goes something like the nurse sits me down and is like, how are you today? And I'm like, good. And then she starts taking my blood pressure and my heart rate, and she's like, oh wow, like these are really high. Are you okay? Do you have any medical conditions? And I'm like, oh no, I'm just really nervous. And then she's like, oh, don't be nervous. And then I'm like, yeah, let me just get rid of that. Let me just try that. Never thought of that. And then I like shit my pants until the doctor comes in. And then the entire time until I'm out of the building without having to get blood work. Then I'm fine. But I can get piercings. Needles don't bother me. It's just the idea of something sucking the blood out of my body. Not into vampires. But anyway, in this audition, I was having the time of my life there. I was like, yeah, well, I've just been having some chest pain. What can I say? It's hard being an actor. Sometimes you just have to take yourself to places you never thought you would go. My mom always said to me, fake it till you make it, baby. So I'm faking it. Not sure if I'm making it, though.
Like 2 hours or 3 hours until Lana Del Rey's new album comes out. Did you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? And I'm really scared because if it's not like absolutely life-changing, I'm scared that she's not going to be my #1 artist on Spotify this year, and it's going to change the trajectory of my Spotify rap. I've been listening to a lot of Phoebe Bridgers lately because I've been going through something. So if Lana does not absolutely eat down, lick the plate clean, wipe up the crumbs, suck up all the leftover ingredients in the cabinet, destroy the earth with this album, she might not be #1 on my Spotify Wrapped, and I know that will like really hurt her feelings because she really cares, you know, about my opinion. Track I am most excited for on her album, none of you care, but I do. Track I am most excited for on her album is Grandfather Please Stand on the Shoulders of My Father While He's Deep Sea Fishing. I just like the title of it. It has a nice ring, you know? GPSOTSOMFWHDSF. Someone please help me. So I bought this top from Urban like months ago, and I've never worn it. I was wearing it my last TikTok, and in my TikTok I had it on like this, which looked fine for the TikTok, but let me show you what the back looks like. That's because it's not supposed to be worn like this. Hold on, I'll show you what it was modeled to look like. So it's supposed to be like a sweater that kind of sits up over your top, but I just feel like it looks so stupid. And I've had it for months, and I have absolutely no idea what to do with it. And it looked cute on the model, which I guess is like always
It was cute on the model, which I guess is always the case. But I just don't think... Even if this part had a little more fabric, I don't understand what you're supposed to do with it. And once again, this is probably not the top to wear with it anyway, but like... It's not giving. It's not giving. Someone help. Wanted to go to Sephora today because I'm a little hoe for Glossier, and I wanted to get some products because I really like a concealer because it like makes my skin not feel like it's gonna like scale off my face like a snake shedding its layers, and everything else like just doesn't give the same effect. And I just wanted to go because I just wanted to go, okay? And then I realized I can't go because I don't have on makeup today. And walking into a Sephora or any beauty store without makeup on is like sinning the highest form of sin you could possibly have, like 7 circle of hell sin. Because the second you go in there without makeup, first of all, they think you have no idea what you're doing, I feel like. And second of all, they're like... And then they think you're ugly. Which probably isn't true, and it's probably just because, like, I'm a Leo, and I think... Oh, God, someone put up next to me. I don't really care. It's probably because I'm a Leo, and I think everybody is constantly thinking of me and obsessed with me, which isn't the case, because no one gives a flying fadoodle about what I'm doing, but in my head they do. Because I'm, like, the hot topic. I'm the main character. Also, one time I was in Sephora with my friend, and they like locked down the store and accused me of stealing because I was digging in my bag in the corner looking for a tampon, which now I think did look really suspicious because I was like panically looking for a tampon and like hiding in the corner because I was embarrassed. And then I tried to explain to them that I was just looking for a tampon, and then they went over to my mom, who was also with us, and was like, "We think those girls are stealing." And then she was like, "That's my daughter. Do you guys have a tampon?" And then they were like, "Oh." They were just looking out for their store. No hate. Should I go to Sephora? Let me know. So who else has ended up on that side of TikTok where people make their flavored waters every day and put like 10 pounds of syrup and flavor packets in them? Because I have, and every time I see it, I think, wow, that looks so disgusting. And I'm nothing if not a hater and also a easily influenced little loser who wants to try things. So I'm going to be trying it today, even though I know I'm going to absolutely hate it because I hate flavored water and fake sugar. This is no hate to the people who enjoy this. I'm a good person, but like, I just am not trusting it. So I have 2 things here. I have the Nerds drink mix and the Sonic Ocean water. I also got vanilla syrup that I put in my coffee one time. Doing the ocean water first. I'm not going to put the whole packet in. Not putting in the whole packet because I see people do this and they're like, oops, that was like the whole packet. Oh, whatever. I see people do it and they're like 40-ounce Stanley cups, and I don't have one of those because I'm a Hydro Flask girly, and holy shit, that's going to make my insides shrivel up and turn blue. I'm scared. Anyway, I refuse to put anything in my Hydro Flask that isn't straight up water because I feel like I'll never get the taste out. So, unfortunately, we're making it in my Lana Del Rey Surf Shop cup. Okay, let's try it. Everyone say a prayer. It's kind of not bad. Wait, hold on. It's kind of good. Why is it kind of good? Okay, it's good in the way that like I can take 3 sips of it and then never want to touch it again. You know what I mean? It's just like way too sweet for me. I prefer plain water. I'm a big water drinker. Now I'm gonna do Nerds Cherry. I'm choosing... Hello? Bruh. Oh, that's everywhere now. I'm choosing cherry because I absolutely hate cherry flavor, so I feel like this will be a more accurate representation. This is everywhere. It smells like cherry cough syrup. It tastes like cherry cough syrup. Wait, I brought vanilla. Let's put it in and just see. Let's just like see. It's too much. It's already too sweet. Guys, I'm feeling really negative today. Sorry, I'm probably giving very negative vibes off, but I'm just not feeling real positive. Okay. It's a lot. It's not bad. I get it, but it's a lot. I like the ocean water better. Let's cleanse the palate. Okay. If
you ever see a video or a photo of me from 7 Supergirls, just know that is not me. That is not me. That is not me. When I see myself in that era, I'm like, who's that? She's kind of ugly. And then I realize it's me. I'm like, oh shit, I was on that channel. And those pictures of me, and I did that. But I didn't do that. And I don't remember it. And before you tell me that's some sort of trauma response, it's not. Don't diagnose me. I just have a bad memory. And I choose to block it out. It's not a trauma response. It's a choice. Anyways, so... Also, I get comments all the time that are like, Kaelyn, you should reenact your old videos. You should recreate them. You should bring back all your old characters that you made when you were 12. Why would I do that? I am the big old age of 22 years old. Why would I want to dress up in a princess costume and yell at the camera at the big ripe age of adulthood of 22 years old where I can legally drink alcohol and legally vote in the United States of America and I think I can also rent a car? You actually have to be 25 to do that. Why would I bring those characters back? I want to be as far away from that as possible. Love you, but kiss dreams. Goodbye. That is not me. Trust. Who is that? Oh my god, who is that? That's not me. So you guys love to hear about 7 Supergirls, so today I'm going to capitalize off my misery and tell you about it for views. Just kidding. So one thing I think a lot of people don't know about the channel is the assigned best friends. And when I say assigned best friends, I mean the 54-year-old man who ran the channel, that's a story for a different day, woke up one day and decided that we were all going to have a designated best friend on the channel and that we were not allowed to be friends with anybody else. And I am not being dramatic. He literally told us that if we were seen alone with any of the other girls on the channel, it would ruin everything and we would lose all of our opportunities. He said we could not be seen with anybody in real life because what if the viewers thought that that person was our best friend instead of the person he assigned us with? Because how horrible would that be? You know, because obviously you can't have more than one friend. It's just science. Granted, I don't think this man has ever had a friend in his life but that's not the point. I remember one day I posted a photo on my Instagram of me and my friends from swim team, which is a very normal thing for a high school girl to post on her Instagram, and I got a phone call, not even an hour later, of this man screaming at my mom and I saying, you can't post things like that because what if they think that's your best friend? And I was like, bruh, relax. One thing that he used to always do is when he was with us, he would threaten us and threaten to take away everything we built, but he would do it in like riddles. So he would say things like, the train has left the station. Like, what does that even mean? This is a YouTube channel. So I remember he called me that day and he was like, if you don't take that down, the train will leave the station and I will take away all of your opportunities. Like, I'm so scared. Like, let's be a little bit serious. Why are you yelling at a 16-year-old girl and her mother over her having friends? Not only that, but he would pit the best friends against each other. And all of the girls on the channel were genuinely friends. So we all thought it was so stupid, but he would be like, well, this best friend duo is doing better than this one. What do you mean? If this ruins your childhood, sorry, babes. Get ready with me while I tell you guys about the time that someone signed my personal email up to a bunch of dating sites in different countries for middle-aged men. So about 2 years ago, I logged into my email, as one does, to just check and see if anyone was emailing me. And this is my, personal/business email. This is the email I use for everything. To my surprise, instead of seeing my normally scheduled emails, I see something that says, 40 Malaysian singles are dying to connect with you. I'm thinking, oh, it's just like a spam email. It's whatever. I delete it thinking that is the end of my Malaysian dating journey. But it was only beginning. I couldn't be so lucky. So after I deleted it, not even a day later, I get more emails. And this time they're from all over. It's like John, age 52 from France, wants to connect with you. Fabio from Austria wants to connect with. Coriander from New Zealand wants to connect with. Only were these random men from different countries, but they were 50 years old. Hundreds of emails. There were so many of these emails in my inbox that not even God could see through them. It was starting to affect my life because I couldn't see any emails that were coming through because they were shadowed by the dating app. One day I woke up and I was like, my ass is taking back what's mine. So I get to work and I start blocking and deleting every single email and reporting it as spam and reporting future emails from those places as spam. It did not work. Gregory wants to connect with you. Humphrey wants to connect with you. Lambert wants to connect. Prince Arthur III wants to connect with you. So at some point, I think I even had to email someone and be like, hey, so sorry I missed your email. Unfortunately, someone signed me up for a bunch of international dating apps, and your email just got pushed down by the mass, ungodly, sinister amounts of middle-aged men who are trying to hit me up and, talk to me, because I'm just hot shit. One day I was actually able to log in to deregister the account, and I could see the profile, and they had it set up as some girl named Sarah with blonde hair and blue eyes. Does that look like me? Do I look like Sarah with blonde hair and blue eyes? No. So I was really pissed off. I was like, okay, so you're not even going to use my beautiful, sexy, amazing face. It stopped after I deregistered all of the accounts, which took a week. Whoever did this to me, I am in your mattress. Watch your back. Sleep with one eye open. If you ever do this to me again,
Wait, I forgot to blend my contact. I'm ready. Just found out I'm better than everybody else. Maybe I'm just dumb as rock. Someone let me know. Here's what I'm trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out when my golden birthday and my platinum birthday were, because my whole For You page has been talking about golden and platinum birthdays. So your golden birthday is when you're returning whatever number it is the day you were born. So if you were 5 and you were born on the 5th, that would be your golden birthday. And then your platinum birthday is whenever you're turning whatever number the year is. Here's the kicker. I was born in 2000, so I'm always turning whatever number the year is. I can never forget my age. I was 2011. I mean, I was 11. I was 11 in 2011. I was 12 in 2012. I was 13 in 2013, etc., etc., etc. I also saw a TikTok one time that said that they didn't believe that people who were born in 2000 were real. I'm real, which is very unfortunate. Also, I feel like I got hit in the head with a brick today, so if I'm not making sense, I'm a little bit sorry about that. Anyway, well, okay, now here's where things get interesting. Here's where we start to spice things up. I was born on July 23rd. I am turning 23 this year, and the year is 2023. So that means I'm 23 on July 23rd of 2023, which means my golden and platinum birthday are happening on the same day in the same year, which means I am better than everyone else, unless I'm wrong. But I think it means that I am better than everybody else because I get the collab. I get the golden and platinum mashup. I get the little remix. I get golden feet platinum on the album. Like Justin Bieber feat Rihanna. Am I right? Or am I dumb? Someone let me know. Thanks. Feeling a little silly. Might do a 7 Supergirl story time. One thing about that channel and the silly little man who owned it, who I absolutely wish I could like burn his eyelashes and eyebrows off with a flamethrower, is he had a real knack for putting 13-year-old girls at danger and in very uncomfortable situations. One time he made us get in a 30-degree pool to get the mermaid shot for the sponsor. And that was the first time I ever cussed. I went in the bathroom after that, shivering, and I went, fuck that stupid thing! It's very formative for me, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're going to talk about the time that he hired an Olympic gymnast to teach the 7 Supergirls gymnastics, and I almost broke my neck. So we apparently had a sponsorship for this leotard company, and they wanted to see us try gymnastics. So somehow in this process, an Olympic gymnast was hired, and a gym was rented out in Orlando, and this Olympic gymnast, Shawn Johnson, that poor woman, was hired to teach us gymnastics. And I mean like basic gymnastics, like forward rolls, which I could not do, which Before I show you this clip, I just need to make it clear. Number 1, I was extremely awkward. Number 2, I am 5'10" and cannot do gymnastics. And number 3, I weighed 30 less pounds than I do now. And like humiliating myself aside, I'm showing you this because it's just proof that I should not have been attempting any of this. So we get to this point of the challenges where she wants us to do this weird little backflip thing where one person stands, the other person stands behind them and links their arms, and the one person leans forward and the person behind them is supposed to roll over their back and do like a backflip. Or like a backwards roll off of the person. I don't know what it's called. So I was partnered up with Nicole. Dear Nicole, this is not her fault. I will never blame her for this. We just should not have been doing this. Now, I was the person who was getting flipped over the back, which I'm not honestly sure why they would have me do that, considering I couldn't do a forward roll like 5 minutes prior. But that's what they had me doing. Not being supervised very well, and everyone was just going for it, trying it. And so we're watching everyone else do it, and Nicole and I are like, let's just try it. And then I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, it'll be fine. And I'm like, you're right, girl. So we start to try and do the trick, and I hadn't been taught how to do it. So when you flip a person over on the back, you're supposed to like tuck and roll, but obviously I'm not very good at that. So instead of tucking and rolling, I just kind of slid and then on the ground. Just like that. And if you notice how the video cuts right before I hit the ground and then you don't see me for the rest of the video. Now you may be thinking, oh, she went to the doctor. That's why you don't see her. No, they wouldn't let me. He wouldn't let me go to the doctor. I never went to the doctor and I fell pretty hard. So if I have brain damage, it's unbeknownst to me. When I was 11 years old, I was catfished by a 30-year-old woman on the internet who was pretending to be a 7-year-old who was dying of cancer. I wish I was making this up. I used to Skype with a lot of the friends I made on YouTube and on the internet, and one of them was my really good friend at the time, Stephanie. I don't remember exactly how Stephanie met this girl, but it was through some Facebook groups. She used to reach out to families with kids in the hospital and like give them gifts, and I met her through Stephanie. Something like that. So I'm going to tell you this story as if you don't know where it's going. So I'm just going to tell you it from how I saw it. So as far as we knew, we were speaking to a little girl named Kyrie, who was from Ireland, who was sick in the hospital with cancer. And when she would talk to us on Skype, she sounded like a child. Her voice sounded like she was 7. She would Skype us from the hospital, and she would update us all the time. We would get daily messages on updates on her treatment. She would tell us when she was going in for chemotherapy, when she was going in for radiation, all this stuff. And she also had her mom, who would come on Skype and talk to us as well. And nothing really looked shady. Like, she had a Facebook page, there was a donation page. Every single family member that she mentioned had a Facebook page. Mom, dad, grandma, sister, like, everyone was accounted for, you know? There was only really one big red flag, and that was that she would never turn her camera on. She never went on video. And we did think it was weird, but then again, we were like children, so it wasn't as big of a deal as it would be to me now. There were instances that we asked why she never went on camera, and her mom, quote unquote, would tell us it's because she was in radiation or sick. Like, there was always a little excuse, and we felt weird questioning it. This escalated to the point that we were sending her gifts and money. We would mail her, like, care packages of toys and blankets and things a 7-year-old would like. Sometimes we would get really scary messages that would make us all cry and panic from her mom on Skype that would tell us that she's not doing well and they don't know if she's gonna make it. This went on for probably 2 years, right? And then one day, I don't remember what happened, but my friend Stephanie and I were looking at a photo of Kyrie in the hospital. And I don't know what compelled us to do this, but one of us was like, zoom in on her bracelet, her hospital bracelet. And when we looked at the bracelet did not say Kyrie. The bracelet said Megan. And we were like, that's a little strange. So we searched the name that we saw on the bracelet on Facebook, and this is when all the pieces start to fall together, because we find a real little girl named Megan who has cancer, who has a whole Facebook page. And then it hits us. Whoever we have been speaking to has been putting on a fake persona under the name of Kyrie and using this little girl's photos and speaking to us in a baby voice. At this point, we had no idea if it was a child or an adult or, like, what was going on. We messaged the mom of the real little girl, and she starts freaking out. She confirms that it was not her, it was not her daughter, no one in their family was involved in this. And then she's the one that actually figured out who was behind it. And it was the babysitter. A 30-year-old woman had been putting on a baby voice, coming on a call with a bunch of kids, and pretending to be a sick little girl to get gifts and money. This was the girl's babysitter. Like, she had unlimited access to photos of the little girl, photos of the family, things to make it seem more legit. But none of what she was doing, none of the money and the gifts she got actually went to the little girl. So where did they go? And, like, how sick of an individual do you have to be in the brain to, like, do that? What's wrong with you, love? Something, that's for sure. And if it couldn't possibly get worse, her name was Karen.
He wants to hear a story about how I broke my ass. Like, my actual ass. Also, I know it's hard, but ignore how good I look right now. I just got my hair done. So I used to water my neighbor's plants whenever she would go out of town, because I was a really wonderful little neighbor, and I was a great little child, and I used to go over and I would dog sit for her, and I would water all her plants so they didn't die, the plants and the dog. It was like a little job for the little 10-year-old me. And one particular day I had gone over there and it had already been raining, and you might be thinking, why were you watering the plants when it was already raining? But that's because the plants were on the porch and they weren't getting the rain. She had this porch that was made out of, like, the most slippery stone. I think you can see where this is going. The most slippery stone. It was beautiful, but it was very slippery. And I did not even take into account that it would be slippery because it had already been raining, because I was 10 and I didn't have any common sense. As I'm, like, hosing her plants on the porch, I start backing up, and in the process I slip and I fall flat on my butt. Right on, like, not even on, like, my butt, like, not even on, like, the cheeks, which I have no ass anyway, so it's bony down there. But I fell, like, on, like, the tailbone, like, the part that connects to your spine. Worst pain of my life. Immediate wailing. Now, that's not even the bad part of this story. What's bad is what came after the injury. When you bust your tailbone, you cannot sit on anything. Nothing where you are not in excruciating pain. And the only way you can sit on things with a broken tailbone is with an ass donut. This thing, it inflates, and you have to sit it on every seat you want to sit on. Now, keep in mind, I was 10, so I went to school every day of my life, and I had to carry that thing into all of my classes and set it on my little seat and sit my little butt down on it, and everyone in that class stared at me. Sorry, it's really a hard time for me. It's hard to talk about. And I was already bullied, so you can just imagine everybody in that school saw that and was like, yes, opportunity. And not only did I have to take that butt donut everywhere I went, restaurants, school, anywhere I could possibly end up, that thing came with me. I couldn't walk for the first couple weeks with the injury, so my teachers had to carry both me and my ass donut from class to class. And they had to set it on the chair for me and set me down on the donut. And the best part about it is that wasn't the only time that I had to go through this, because I did it again a few years later when I forgot that I had a shower curtain and not a glass door on my shower, and I had a little slip and slide moment. Smack. Onto the tile. Bare bum. Made a nice noise too. It was great. Don't break your butt. Stay safe. Please.